We have a problem, Batman. Gotham needs you again.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are four brothers who got turned into human-sized fighting machines by radioactive ooze and trained in ancient martial arts by a mutant rat. They operate as vigilantes in New York's sewers, fighting crime with ninja weapons while eating pizza and cracking jokes between battles. The plan must account for opponents who combine superhuman strength and speed with decades of martial arts training, advanced technology from their ally Donatello, and the tactical advantages that come from living in an environment most humans can't navigate effectively. Their biggest strength isn't their individual skills, but their bond as brothers who fought together their entire lives, making them a coordinated team that can anticipate each other's moves and cover each other's weaknesses perfectly. Fighting them means fighting four opponents who think and move as one unit while operating on their home turf. Individual specializations make each turtle dangerous in different ways, but also create predictable behavior patterns that can be exploited through proper tactical planning. Leonardo leads with disciplined swordsmanship and strategic thinking. Donatello provides technical support and gadgets. Raphael brings raw aggression and close combat expertise, while Michelangelo adds unpredictability and acrobatic skills to their team dynamic. Their personalities drive their fighting styles. Leo fights methodically, Raph charges in aggressively. Donnie hangs back to analyze situations, and Mikey improvises wildly. The strategy involves forcing them into situations that play against their natural tendencies, separating them to eliminate their team advantages, and exploiting their individual weaknesses when they can't rely on their brothers for support. When their greatest strengths become isolated from team support, their effectiveness decreases significantly. Sewer advantage gives them complete control over their operating environment, allowing them to appear and disappear through tunnels that most opponents can't follow or navigate effectively. They know every passage, maintenance tunnel, and emergency exit in New York's underground infrastructure, while their enemies struggle with unfamiliar terrain, poor visibility, and limited mobility in confined spaces. Their mutations allow them to hold their breath longer and move through water that would slow down normal humans, while their night vision gives them tactical advantages in dark environments. The approach involves either forcing them to fight on surface terrain where their environmental advantages disappear, or turning their own territory against them through sewer flooding, gas attacks, or tunnel collapses that eliminate their escape routes. When their home field becomes a trap instead of an advantage, their tactical superiority evaporates. What do you think, Alfred?
Master Bruce, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles represent something quite remarkable, proof that family bonds and proper guidance can transform even the most unusual circumstances into forces for good. Despite their bizarre origins and teenage tendencies, they've chosen to use their abilities to protect innocent people rather than pursue personal gain. Their relationship with Master Splinter shows the importance of moral education in shaping young heroes, while their brotherhood demonstrates that teamwork based on genuine care produces better results than coordination based on mere tactics. Perhaps the most strategic approach would be understanding what drives them to heroism rather than treating them as opponents to be defeated.
Alfred's idealistic about their heroic intentions, but he's ignoring the fact that they're unsupervised teenagers with superhuman abilities operating outside any legal framework or accountability structure. Their good intentions don't change the fact that they're vigilantes who could easily become dangerous if their moral guidance disappears, or their teenage emotions override their training. The strategy acknowledges their current heroic status, while preparing for scenarios where their judgment becomes compromised by adolescent impulses, family conflicts, or corruption of their moral foundation. When teenagers have the power to level city blocks, preparation for their potential misuse of that power becomes necessary regardless of their current intentions. What do you think, Robin?
Bruce, I've been monitoring their patrol patterns and combat footage from security cameras. Here's what everyone misses. Their biggest weakness isn't tactical, it's emotional. These guys are still teenagers despite all their training, which means they're vulnerable to psychological manipulation that targets their insecurities and family dynamics. Leonardo cracks under pressure when he feels responsible for his brothers getting hurt. Raphael loses control when someone threatens his family. Donatello becomes paralyzed by analysis when his tech fails, and Michelangelo falls apart when he thinks his brothers don't take him seriously. Hit the right emotional buttons and their perfect teamwork becomes family drama with weapons.
Robin's psychological analysis reveals their critical weakness. Despite their training and abilities, they remain emotionally vulnerable teenagers whose family bonds can be weaponized against them. The strategy shifts to psychological warfare that exploits their individual insecurities and brotherhood dynamics, creating situations where their emotional responses override their tactical training. This involves threatening scenarios that force Leonardo to choose between tactical advantage and brother safety, provoking Raphael's temper through attacks on his family, overwhelming Donatello with technical problems he can't solve, and isolating Michelangelo by making him feel like the weak link. When their emotional bonds become sources of weakness rather than strength, their coordination breaks down and their individual capabilities become manageable threats. Technology disruption targets Donatello's gadgets and equipment that give the team advantages beyond their natural abilities, recognizing that his inventions often provide the edge that allows them to defeat superior opponents. His technological contributions include communication systems, surveillance equipment, vehicles, and weapons that enhance their natural capabilities significantly. The strategy involves electromagnetic interference that disables his electronics, cyber attacks that corrupt his computer systems, and sabotage that makes his inventions unreliable during critical moments. This includes jamming their communication devices to prevent coordination, hacking their vehicles to eliminate mobility advantages, and introducing malware that causes system failures when they need their equipment most. When their technological advantages disappear, their effectiveness drops to purely physical capabilities that can be matched through proper preparation and equipment. Environmental warfare exploits their dependence on sewer systems and underground infrastructure by turning their greatest advantage into their biggest liability through strategic manipulation of their operating environment. The approach involves flooding key tunnel systems to eliminate escape routes, introducing gas attacks that take advantage of confined spaces and poor ventilation, and creating structural collapses that block their preferred movement paths. This includes coordinating with city utilities to control water flow and pressure in sewer systems, using industrial equipment to seal tunnel entrances, and deploying chemical agents designed for enclosed space effectiveness. When their underground kingdom becomes a prison instead of a fortress, their environmental advantages become environmental hazards that work against them instead of for them.